So let's now talk about how it starts and how it continues. The way it starts is what we're seeing in Los Angeles already. And then the way it continues is with this sort of bloodthirsty, sick ranting from an authoritarian dictator wannabe, where Donald Trump, already convicted of crimes, already promised to be a dictator, maybe only for a day, starts barking about sending troops everywhere, not just LA. And it's not to fight a war. It's not in response to an emergency. It's because people protested and he didn't like the way it looked on TV. Trump welcoming authoritarianism, saying we are going to have troops everywhere. Listen to this.
Given you don't plan to invoke the Insurrection Act, do you plan to send troops to Los Angeles?
What?
Even if you're not planning to invoke the Insurrection Act, do you still plan to send troops?
Well, we're going to have troops everywhere. We're not going to let this happen to our country. We're not going to let our country be torn apart like it was under Biden and his auto pen.
What's the bar for sending Marines?
The bar is what I think it is. I mean, if we see danger to our country and to our citizens, then we'll be very, very strong in terms of law and order. It's about law and order.
Sending actors to the way you want to do, sir. Secretary
We're going to see what we need. We'll send whatever we need to make sure this is...
All right. I don't know if you caught that because of the helicopter noise. The noise causes cancer. Okay. The bar for sending Marines is whatever Trump thinks it is, whatever Trump wants, spoken like a true authoritarian. And that's what this is. This is authoritarian thuggery dressed up as a sort of perverted patriotism. He's not talking about crime control or national defense. He's talking about cracking skulls to show them who's the boss. And the only criteria for deploying Marines is Trump's opinion. It is dominance over democracy. Trump then he mentions insurrection in this next clip. And when he's asked to define it, it doesn't go particularly well. And he also comes up with his own version of when the looting starts, the shooting starts.
Do you foresee those protests spreading to other cities, Chicago, New York, for example, in the next few days?
We're going to be watching it very closely. And when they spit at people, they spit. That's their new thing. They spit, and worse, you know what they throw at them, right? And when that happens, I have a little statement. They say, they spit, we hit. And I told them, nobody's going to spit on our police officers. Nobody's going to spit on our military, which they do is a common thing. They get up to them this far away, and then they start spitting in their face. That happens, they get hit very hard.
What are the rules of engagement for federal troops?
We'll see what happens. If we think there's a serious insurrection or less than that, we're going to have law and order. Very important.
How would you define an insurrection?
You have to really just have to look at the site. You have to see what's happening.
Once again, how do you define an insurrection? Well, you just look at the site and you see what's happening. It is Trump's opinion. Do Marines need to be deployed to do domestic law enforcement? It's Trump's opinion, his bar. Is it an insurrection? Just what do I see on video? And this is the same violent energy. When Trump says when they spit, we hit, right? It's the same energy as when the looting starts, the shooting starts. And we know that this guy has always fantasized about unleashing state violence. One of the things he must dream about during those few hours where he sleeps is he really wants to unleash state violence on people he perceives to be his political adversaries and enemies. And now he's refining the message. If protesters step out of line, even symbolically, based only on his whims and opinion, he wants them physically punished. So we've got to get it straight, okay? Just understand what's going on. We have a sitting president threatening governors with military force if they don't obey his personal demands over a train station. This is not about restoring peace. This is just about punishment. That's what this is. We're no longer in the lead up to it. We are in it right now. Blur the lines between police and military, treat dissent as treason. And when asked to define insurrection, of course, he can't do it. Actually defining it might make the case a little bit weaker here. And then finally, of course, he goes after Gavin Newsom.
It could have gotten much worse. And you have an incompetent governor. Just take a look at the train stations that he's building. like 20 times over budget. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. So I did call him the other night. I said, look, you got to take care of this. Otherwise, I'm sending in the troops. That's what we did. Thank you very much. You have a question for Marco?
We are pushing closer and closer to full-blown martial law. He's telling us who he is. He told us during the campaign what he was going to do. He's put people around him who will have zero restraining influence. And the question at this point is, are we listening to what he's saying? This is no longer tough talk. It's not even really a warning. This is him saying, we're going to do it. There will be troops everywhere, but not to protect you. It's going to be to protect him and to protect the ideology that he is pushing. Now, after the break, we will talk about the police state environment that is being generated here, what history tells us about how that works, and what can effectively be done to resist it. Because the number one question I got over the weekend when I checked out the email is, David, we see it all happening, but what do we do? Because it seems resistance will only generate more state violence from Trump through militarizing law enforcement. Excellent question. Let's take a quick break. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel at youtube.com/The David Pakman Show. And then we'll dig in more detail to this. Every year, I find myself asking the same question. What do I get for the fathers in my life who say they don't need anything? A couple years ago, I nailed it. I gave my dad an Aura digital photo frame. Now I can say it is something he actually uses every day. Aura was named the #1 digital picture frame by Wirecutter. Easy to see why. You get unlimited photo and video storage, no subscription. Setup takes just a few minutes. You plug it in, connect to Wi-Fi, and send pictures from anywhere. We were just on a trip last week, uploaded pictures of my daughter. They show up on the frame in my dad's house. Baby photos, vacation pictures, memes. You can put whatever you want in there. And right now, Aura has a Father's Day deal just for my audience. Get $30 off their best-selling Carver matte frame at auraframes.com when you use code PACMAN at checkout. The link is in the description. Terms and conditions may apply.